Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Good. We had an interactive session with our panel. First thing, we've decided to liven things up. So let's make this a lively, interactive session. What I'm going to do before I get to the panel, I guess I don't need to introduce any of them. Is there anyone who doesn't know any of these guys? No? Okay, good. So we've got a good representative panel. Two people from representing developers, three representing retailers, and again a very interesting mix, small format, medium format, large format, and one guy sitting who will explain himself. So I'm not quite sure what an intermediary is doing here, but we'll figure that out when we come to Shubhranshu. I don't know if any of you attended the morning session. I touched upon a few points in terms of reinventing shopping centers and how it would look in the next 5 to 10 years. What I'm going to do, just to put things in perspective, we're all worried here, saying what's the size of the developments, is 1 million right, with all this e-commerce coming in, what will happen to these malls, is there gloom and doom? So let me give you another example and show you how different people are looking at this whole business very, very differently. And I would think with a lot of courage. So I'm going to try and play this video for you, and then we'll kickstart the group discussion. These things never work. Okay. Yeah. I need someone to try and make. I tried double click, triple click, every click, nothing is working. Okay.
That's the only thing which will stop e-commerce.
Okay, just 1 second. This one. Yeah. So that was something. Just in terms of size, to put it in perspective, there are different claims in India, which is the largest mall, 1 million, 1.2 million, whatever. This mall, which is being planned, is 8 million square feet, just the retail component alone. And look at the integration with hospitality, with medical tourism, with arts, with culture. I think they're working very hard on this to get the project ready by 2020, which is when they have the World Expo in Dubai. So I think for all those who are feeling a little nervous, take heart when you see things like this. Okay, great. So I'm going to jump in to our panel discussion straight away and start with the two developers, get their perspective on what we need to do to really reinvent retail real estate. I mean, that's very much in keeping with the theme of this conference. So I'm going to start with Pradipto and really ask him to talk about and present his perspective on the management side of the shopping center or the mall business. What has to change from today, and how should mall developers, mall managers reinvent themselves looking ahead? So over to you, Pradip.
Thank you, Raghu. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I and my team have been in a very unique position because when we put together the Alpha One city centers, we developed them. And then the subsidiary company took over as the management arm to ensure delivering services like comprehensive mall management. Having said that, we realized that without having a partnership with the retailers, we cannot really introspect and reinvent. And the reinvention that we are talking about has to be on both sides, both in terms of as a developer, as a comprehensive mall manager, what we need to do to drive in traffic and have the conversions, while the retailers need to see that they are able to provide that unique differentiation which will help the patrons to come again and again to buy. And that's one of the reasons why Ahmedabad, post our bitter learning that we had in the first mall that we launched in Amritsar 5 years ago, has been giving us almost 22% year-on-year growth from the time we launched it 3.5 years ago. So I would say that we need to really introspect and reinvent ourselves at every moment. And the times have gone when we could just speculate, do guesswork, and take the risk. Because neither is the retailer going to give you that opportunity, a second chance, nor will the end user. That's what my learning has been.
Okay, good, thanks. And just to lead on from where he left off, I'm going to ask Rajneesh to come in here and really talk about two issues. One is what in the service business we call moments of truth, which is really every touch point that happens in a mall or in a shopping center. So what are these moments of truth? What are the touch points? How should we look at them very differently from what we are looking at today? Part of that, and a large part of it is, of course, human interaction and led by people. The other part of it, I presume, will also come from technology and how to integrate technology. So, Rajneesh, would you like to sort of cover this whole area of touch points?
Yeah, good afternoon. I think what Raghu has kept as 2 points, one can speak about ours on that. I think before I start on these 2 touch points, I would like to take a step back and say why it is important to have these touch points. We never thought or we never believed that customer has an option to say no. When we were designing malls, we said, this is the only mall in this locality. Where will customer go? When we were looking at zoning, we said, this is the only zone in this micro market. Customer has to come. But the reality is they did not come. And we had many, many failures if you look back 10 years. In many micro markets, we saw the only mall and it still did not do good. And something came up 5-7 kilometers away and people flocked to that because that provided a better experience. We also saw that within the same brand chain, the better looking, the best looking store ended up doing the best numbers, despite being in a weaker micro market. Why it happens? Because customer has an option to say no. We may believe that he or she has to buy, but that's not true. And that is also driving customer on e-commerce, because if you have an option to buy, which is convenience, you buy. So why those touch points are important? Because when the customer is coming right from the time when I decide or the customer decides to go to a property, I think the journey starts, the experience starts. If I know that I have too many signals, that I know there are too much of infrastructure problem, I may choose my destination accordingly to avoid all those things. Many times I have interacted with people in a micro market. If there are a couple of properties as an option to go to, their choice also depends that beyond this time I generally don't get parking in this mall. So they, even before going to the mall, have decided that the parking won't be available at this hour, and they decide to go somewhere else. So the journey starts for a customer from the point when he or she decides to go to a mall. And during this journey, even before you reach the mall, the experience decides where you spend money. And that's where the importance of the infrastructure, your location of the property, the access to the property, public transport availability, the entire parking experience,